Hello. Hello. Good morning. 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 Today is December 17th, 2024. 2024. I wanted to get on here this morning because I did a live yesterday morning. And, I was just talking about the growth of the freight industry. And so, of the carrier market. So it is an article, you guys, and it's on freight waves. Freight waves. If you don't know what freight waves is, look it up. Freight waves always has good information about trucking as well as truck topics they as well. This was what caught my attention. It said truckload market experiences stronger peak season, right? As we approach the final days before Christmas, it's becoming evident that the truckload market has experienced a peak season stronger than those of the past 2 years. While questions remain about whether this is merely a seasonal Santa rally or an indicative of a more substantial market share shift, there are signs pointing towards a recovery from the Great Freight Recession. I didn't even know they was calling it the Great Freight Recession, but I think I'm probably going to change the title of this video. I'm not sure yet, but anywho, I am excited about that, and you should get excited about it, right? So I named the video "Build Your Empire." I named it "Build Your Empire" because why not? Like, why not, guys? In freight, in the world of freight, in the world of trucking, we take hits. And like I said yesterday, what goes down has to come up, and what goes up has to come down. It's just basic economics, basic business, and I was excited when I read that article because I said, okay, I don't have any trucks on the road right now, so what do they say? I don't have any skin in the game. When I saw the market going down these past 2 years, when I first noticed that the market was going down, I pulled my trucks and I pivoted. And I talk a lot about pivoting and making different decisions and things like that. And I went the whole training route, which had been on my heart since 2016. I just never did it. But anyway, so we do, of course, CDL training. We do freight broker training, dispatching training, truck compliance training, rules, regulations of trucking, anything dealing with trucking we do. I don't drive a truck, though. I want to let you guys know that. But just to see that I'm not dispatching right now, so I don't know what the rates are going for. You guys can probably let me know what rates are going for. But just to read an article like that, it's like, wow. So the rates are going up, and evidently this has been a good peak season. I'm not in the market like that, so I don't know, what the rates are going for right now or whatever. And my mind has been cloned on training. Like these past 2 years, it's just been all about getting, this training off the ground, getting, contracts for my students when they come out of training so that they can have jobs to work at and things like that. So that's where my mindset has been, not on the market and the rates, but I am my backbone is the freight market. Like, you know what I'm saying? It really is. I've brokered and I've dispatched and I've owned trucks, and I would say my favorite thing is owning trucks, having trucks on the road, watching the market. It's a crazy, like if you're looking at getting into trucking, it's crazy. It's crazy because you literally have to be crazy to fall in love with this industry, honey. And I have fell in love with the whole trucking industry. I love how the market works. I love how things come together. I love how we are literally the backbone of the American economy. If trucks not moving, it's an indicator of what's going on in the economy. You know what I'm saying? If you got trucks moving and things picking up, things things dropping and things like that, drivers having jobs, drivers getting jobs, and a lot of freight moving, then that means that our economy is going good. You hit areas where freight's not moving where it normally is moving, then okay, we're facing a little bit of trouble or whatever. But anyway, just to see, so I want to encourage you guys. I want to, number one, encourage you all that are in trucking, that have fought through these past 2 years and you stayed in the game. Congratulations to you. Like I said, I got out. Like, when the rates, like I said yesterday, it's one thing when rates drop, okay, we can get accustomed to that. But when rates drop and the fuel's not doing anything and the government acts like they just don't care, you know what I'm saying? Y'all not doing nothing to try to lower this fuel. And so I'm spending all this money on fuel, and then my rate's not making up. Then I still have to pay my driver. I got to pay my truck payment. I got to pay my insurance. And lo and behold, if this truck breaks down, what am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? And it can be just bad, and we hit a really bad spot, and I was like, okay, I gotta figure something out, because I just do, I gotta figure something out. And that's when we went into the whole training segment and sector of things. But just to see now that I didn't even know they had coined it the freight recession. That tells you how bad it was, But just to see now that things are picking up, and that that people are going to go back to making real live money. You know what I'm saying? And, you hear so many rumors, people say the big company squeezing out the owner operators, the broker squeezing this, the broker squeezing that. And I want to say, you stay on your path. Don't listen to all the stuff that people are saying, because in this industry, people are going to always say something. People are going to always talk, but you just got to stay on your path. You have to be ready to pivot when it's time to pivot. Educate yourself. Learn as much about this industry that you can. Learn as much about how things flow and how things operate. Learn about those laws that are coming in place. This whole clearinghouse thing. If you think that's not going to make a big hit, this whole clearinghouse and what they're doing in 2025 and the clearinghouse, you might as well hang it up. It's going to, like it or not, it's going to ease some drivers out of the industry. You know what I'm saying? I always say this, trucking is very redemptive, especially with our drivers. You know what I'm saying? It's a very redemptive industry. You can go through SAP, you can go through different programs and things like that. If you get DUIs, if you get drug testing and things like that, it's a very redemptive industry. You have to do a lot, honestly, to not ever be able to drive a truck again. You really got to do a lot. You know what I'm saying? But learning those laws, learning what's in place and things like that. If you're going to get in the industry, be in the industry. Don't be like just the outlooker of the industry. Like, this doesn't affect me, so I'm not going to worry about it. I've been down that road too, but you never know, because life has a lot of turns and signals, and you never know what part of it is really you're going to be in. And this stuff could really be affecting you. That's if you want to get in the game. So you really have to learn entrepreneurship. And I always say entrepreneurship is not necessarily something that can be taught. We have an entrepreneurship class, but entrepreneurship, no matter what industry you're in, it's a learn as you go kind of game. Would you guys agree with me? Like, if you're an entrepreneur out there, how would you say you've learned to be an entrepreneur? You learn through experience. Would you guys agree, or you don't agree? Or tap in and tell me what you think, about the world of the journey of entrepreneurship, if you're an entrepreneurship. And of course, I'm not just talking about trucking in itself, and in your entrepreneurship experience, what has been the most challenging thing for you in building an empire? Because building an empire is not easy. Did you guys know only 20% of businesses make it succeed within the first 5 years? You know what I'm saying? Why? Because, it's a lot, it's a lot. You have learning curves that have to take place, and when you're an entrepreneur, especially when you're starting out, You make it or don't make it, it's all on you, and it's a lot to learn. You can go to school and learn the practical things, but you learn your industry by playing in your industry. You learn your industry by being there, by making things happen. That's just it. That's what happens. So, I think the first thing in building an empire is making up your mind that this is what I'm going to do. When you make up your mind, this is what I'm going to do, then nothing can take you off track. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might have to pivot. You might got to roll this way, roll that way, but you keeping your eye on this is my prize. I think that's the first thing, is making up your mind. I think number two in building an empire is getting your mind off the money. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but getting your mind off the money. Your empire needs to be built on something that you feel is purposeful. You know what I'm saying? That is giving back to whatever sector, whatever market, that is, giving back, and it's not all about the money. Because let me tell you, honey, and if you ever been an entrepreneur, I'm not lying. The money comes and the money goes, right? Money comes and money goes, and you have to keep on pushing. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the faith where, if this money's not here and this money's not coming in like it was coming in, or the money's been mismanaged, because everything is a learning curve. Everything is literally a learning process. You know what I'm saying? But you got to make up your mind that no matter what happens, I'm going to keep, going. You know what I'm saying? It's a verse in the Bible. It's a man in the Bible by the name of Nehemiah. And Nehemiah is set on, and you guys can tap in and say something, but Nehemiah, he is tasked with building a wall, right? You got to read the book and you'll understand. But this is only in the first one or two chapters, but he's tasked in building this wall. And when he starts building the wall, he gets his team together, he gets his crew together, gets everybody together. They start building. And as he's building, the enemies, we all have haters. Whether you want to believe it, whether you don't want to believe it, everybody's not going to believe in your dream. Everybody doesn't want to see your empire succeed. Everybody doesn't want to, see you up there. And sometimes it's the silent ones. It's the silent ones in the background. DL, how do I get started doing local work? How hard is it to find a local job? And what is the pay difference versus working over the road? Now you're talking. Now you're talking my language. I'm going to answer you. Let me finish my little Nehemiah story up, honey. One thing about me, I love to talk. That's why I even get on here sometimes, because I just like talking. But Nehemiah, and I got you, Dio. Nehemiah is like building, you know what I'm saying? And the enemy is coming and writing letters and trying to stop him from building and doing what he's supposed to do, and this and that. And all these distractions are coming his way. But one thing about it, like the Bible talks about, he does not come off the roof. He just keeps building. They go down there, they saying all the stuff that they saying, they doing whatever they doing, going to the king, going to this, going to that. But he just stays focused and he keeps on building. And so that's what I just want to say, this morning as I get ready to answer DL's question, is his mind was made up that I'm going to build this thing. And I don't care where the opposition is coming from. I don't care what's going on, what y'all got going on. I'm going to stay this course and I'm going to get this thing built, And guess what? He got it built. Anywho, so my point in even saying all of that is that if you got a dream, you better believe, honey, that opposition's gonna come your way. That it's just a part of it. Everything's not gonna be honky dory. Opposition gonna come your way, and sometimes opposition moves in silence, and you don't even realize that all this opposition is up against you. And I just want to tell you today, stay that course. Stay it. Okay, DL. Oh, you so sweet. Hi. Hi. Okay, let me get into this. Let me break your question down into different parts. How do I get started doing local work? How hard is it to find a local job? And what's the difference versus working over the road? I'm assuming you're a driver, right? Okay, so local, it's a lot that goes into that. Number one would be, what part of the country, are you in? Where's your home base at? I'm going to tackle the versus pay and while you answer those questions, like what part of the country are you in? And I'm assuming you're a driver. So number one, people, so Dion, you are DL. I don't know if your name's Dion. I was looking at Deion Sanders not too long ago. Anyway, that is like one of those debatable questions to the end of the world. If I say over the road drivers make more money, honey, these local people will kill me. If I say local people make more money, they will kill me. So you can make money on either side. You know what I'm saying? It depends on, what type of job you take and things like that. But I'm gonna tell you the difference. First of all, if you're a local driver, most likely, y'all don't come in here throwing y'all little tomatoes and stuff at me. Most likely, you probably are going to load and unload a trailer. A lot of your local jobs, you're going to be loading, you're going to be unloading a trailer. You do more of your physical work, other than when we talk local, you got containers. If you decide to go into the container market, you can do containers, you can do drop and hook. Those are a lot of good local jobs, your drop and hook. If you have your own truck, honestly, those local container jobs are good too. But even if you don't have your own truck, I've gotten a lot of our guys that want to do local and they just do drop and hook all day. They might drive 200 miles, do drop and hook, 200 back, do drop and hook. If you're like okay, you're at 12 to 18 hours out. Okay, perfect. Let me look at my map. Okay, all right. So you got the oil fields actually Louisiana. I'm assuming you kind of that area a little. Louisiana has oil fields. Texas has oil fields. Oil fields are good, right? Some people will say, again, it's trucking, so everybody got all their little opinions and stuff. That's fine. But I have gotten my guys in the oil fields. So oil fields, they're local, but not local. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know anything about oil fields, but they usually pay like a percentage of the load, like 25, 35% of the load. Let's say you go get into an oil field in Louisiana, right? So you're there, that's your base. And, you might have to drive 10 miles per load or 100 miles per load or something like that. And then you drive it back, especially if you're doing sandboxes or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good way, like they clean up in those oil fields. The thing about the oil fields, though, is that you have to be there, like guys are there like 30 days at a time. It's not where you can work and then you get a day off or nothing like that. If you're in the oil fields, you in the oil field, but it's good money. So those, you got containers, you got oil fields, depending, like, I don't know if you need to be stationed at home every night, because of course, if you do, oil fields not good for you. You got your local, you got a lot of your larger companies that are local, like, it starts with an M. I can't think of the name of it, but like Cisco, I'm hearing that the oil field has dropped the party down to $7 per ton. Isn't that a 50% pay cut from 3 or 4 years ago? Like I said, I don't know, sweetie. I haven't been like, I can't really talk rates right now because I don't know any rates right now. I haven't been in the market right now. So I really don't even know. I don't know if it is good going in or not. I do have a couple of contacts. If you email me, and you're interested in oil fields, I got a couple of contacts I can give to you. You know what I'm saying? And you can call them and see what they paying and all of that. But I'm not sure. Another thing about the rates of the oil field, it depends on where you at. You know what I'm saying? You got North Dakota oil fields, you got Louisiana, you got Texas, you got different areas with oil fields. So it just kind of depends. And then it depends on when we say oil fields, you got, of course, your tanker oil, you got the sandboxes, which is just a regular semi truck. It's a lot that goes into it. Again, I get so excited because there's so many segments and elements in trucking that you can go into. You got some of my guys like that come through our program. We get them on like regional. Family Dollar has a good regional local program that goes through Schneider. goes through Schneider, and it's a couple other places that have good regional programs, and they pay good. That's another thing, local versus over the road. Most likely, if you go local, you're going to work with a larger company, and you probably will have your benefits, probably get paid your overtime, probably get, you get more of those type of, corporate things rather than working for an owner operator. Owner op, most likely you're not getting taxes out, they 1099 and you, where when you go local and you work for one of those larger companies, they're going to W2 you, they might have benefits. Owner ops, y'all know we can't afford benefits, honey. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's a lot of little leeway that we can't afford. Where you're local, you're probably going to get your vacation time. You know what I'm saying? All of that. So I can't say what's better. I can't say local's better. I can't say over the road is better. What I can say is if you're over the road, you're not going to pretty much touch any freight. Over the road guys, when you get in that truck, you take it where it's supposed to go. When it's time to deliver, you pretty much hanging out in the truck, you know what I'm saying? And you're not touching any freight. If you go local, most of the time you're going to be touching freight, if you're doing like a job like that, if you're not doing something where you're on containers or drainage or drayage or something. You said 12 and 15 mile. If you are in Louisiana probably has some drayage jobs. I know Arkansas would have drayage jobs. Be anytime you got like your own water, you got drayage. At any time you got a lot of railroad, you got drayage. Drayage opens up for containers. I started out as a drive-in driver, then moved into reefer trailer work. I want to learn local fuel hauling. Okay. I want to go home every day. I hear company jobs pay 80,000 up per year. Yep. So if you want to go home every day on the fuel hauling, I don't know. I don't know. Just email me and I can give you some contacts. I've never really worked a lot in the fuel industry. I'm not even going to say a lot. I've never really touched fuel. Oil I touched, but fuel I never touched. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure. Local, I would definitely say that 70 to 80,000 is a good starting range for local. I wasn't going to say a number, but you said the figure. So yeah, I've been out of the truck for a year and a half. Oh, well, I have to go back to truck driving school before I go back to work. Nah, you don't have to go back to school, but you don't have to go back to school if your license isn't expired. You don't have to go back to school. I would say probably your best bet in getting back in is probably a local big company. What is that company that started with an M? Is it? It's not McLeod. I'm trying to think. But Schneider, I would try Schneider. I would try Swift. Swift. I don't want to say nothing bad about nobody because I don't want to go viral, so I ain't gonna say nothing. But Schneider, a lot of our guys, Schneider is good. I don't know what your driving record looks like or anything like that because, of course, they're strict on that. But a lot of your local companies, they hire guys straight out of school, and so with your year and a half. Yeah, since you've been in the truck, they'll probably be more, open. Marathon, McLean. That's it. McLean. Yep, that's it. McLean. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, McLean. They're good local. Without you being in the truck for a year and a half, I'm being honest, like a lot of your smaller owner ops, they might not want to touch you. I don't know how much experience you had before then. If you got experience before then, they might, you know what I'm saying, depending on how many years your experience is, depending on if you have anything on your record, if it's going to make their insurance go up or anything like that. That's the kind of stuff, you know what I mean, that you can go after. But I would say definitely a McLean, a Schneider, get in with like one of those larger local companies, especially getting more experience. But it sounds like you got experience under your belt, and you don't have to worry about your paycheck. Your paycheck is gonna come. I would say I probably started promoting more of those bigger companies like that after I got to school and my students going, you know what I'm saying? Because before it was I promoted, small owner ops and things like that. But after getting to school and things like a FedEx, just popped in my mind. FedEx is a good one as well. It's not too, FedEx is good as well, as far as a local job and things like that. But yeah, so I hope that helped you, Mr. DL. I'm putting my email in here and my telephone number. Oh shoot, I can't type. Operations at ekmempire.com. And my phone number is 816-594 6199. Okay. As a young man, I was a delivery helper for food delivery. I'm not trying to do that heavy lifting again or run down. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting to. When you go into like a Schneider or a McLean, something like that, local, you're going to be doing that. So I would definitely look at container work, drayage work. FedEx does drayage. There are a lot of different container companies, maybe just looking at container companies in your area. I think that would probably be an awesome fit for you. You don't have to, you're going to be hooking and unhooking the trailer, you know what I'm saying, putting the containers on there and all that kind of stuff, but you don't have to do any of that loading and everything. Anytime you're going local, that 80,000, 70,000, honey, you are going to pay, you going to work for that money. Let me tell you, you're going to work for them hours to come home, and at night, every night, you're going to have mandatory overtime. Sometimes you are going to work, and I get a lot of, guys that, or ladies that say, they want to go over the road because of the hard work that they have to do local, but I would say that I will say it is a good market for drivers right now, especially that local market. It's a good market. And I know that side, I know right now, because that's what I actively do every day is recruit for drivers, get drivers jobs and things like that. Rate wise, I don't really know what rates are going up for now. I just know after reading that article, I was like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm happy for my clients from the past years. I'm happy for my friends that still got trucks out there. Like I said yesterday, these trucks, it's an expense to run these trucks. And if y'all want these trucks to run and you want it to run efficiently and you want people to be legal, you want people to have the right insurance, you want them to, have updated trucks, you want them to have updated tags and registration and things like that, pay them. Because when you know what I'm saying, I don't want to say too much, but when the head hit the nail and stuff, and I got to come out my pocket for all this stuff, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to survive, how I'm going to keep this going, how I'm going to keep this afloat. I got to keep this doing, I got to keep that doing, I got to make sure I pay my driver, got to pay my driver good. I won't have a driver, and I still got to pay insurance, and guess what? I still got to pay my mortgage, and I still got to take care of my kids and this and that, It can be a lot, but that don't mean that you don't get in, because times like these, when I read and it says that the rates are going up, oh my God, and the market is shifting. Oh my God. Let me tell y'all, this last thing I'm going to say, I'm close down. Don't be like them people that came at the end of COVID and decided they wanted to buy a truck. And they get in at the very, very end. You know what I'm saying? And by the time you get in, the trucks then went to $70,000. Because let me tell y'all a little secret too. When the market goes up, truck rates go up. Right. So let's say I'm thinking about buying a truck and this and that. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a good time to buy a truck because the prices are low. When COVID was going on and we was getting, our $4 or $5 a mile and more and $3 average a mile, trucks that was $35,000 was going for $70,000. And guess what? When the rate started going down and people was trying to get rid of them trucks, honey, you couldn't sell them $70,000 trucks for $20,000. You couldn't even get rid of them trucks, So I'm just saying, people that came in at the end of COVID, they was paying them $70,000 for those trucks. They were really worth, we used to paying $30,000 for it, but it's the market. It's the nature of the market. I don't change the market. You can't change the market. Ain't nobody change the market, honey. But I'm telling you right now, if you get this information that's saying that we about this peak season, that this peak season has been strong, anytime you're going into this market and you coming out of a strong peak season, it sets the way for the rest of the rest of the year. I'm just being honest with you. Like I said, I don't got a truck on the road right now, so I don't know. And no, I'm not gonna put a truck on the road. I'm pretty happy where I'm at right now. I'm pretty happy with my training and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But anytime they say that this was a strong peak season, for somebody like a Freight Waves to create an article like that, because these are people that they spend their life with analytics. You know what I'm saying? They're analyzing all this data and stuff like that. And if they say we're coming out of a strong peak season, get ready, because that means that the rest of the season is it's gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? And all I'm saying is, if you're thinking about getting in a truck game, don't wait. Don't wait for everybody to start telling you, oh, trucking is good. Oh, trucking's good. Trucking's good. Don't wait. Because as soon as everybody starts saying trucking's good, trucking good, trucking good, them $20,000 trucks is going to be at $70,000. I'm just here to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Right now, it ain't really flooded through the industry. People starting to see that it's picking up and things like that, which is cool. But I'm just saying, as soon as the word get out, trucking is good, trucking's good, trucking good, we need get a truck. The people that sell the trucks, the people that lease the trucks, hi, they are gonna raise their rates, because everybody is in this for money. I'm just telling you, like right now, you can drop $2,000 and make a down payment on a truck. Like, it's unheard of, the prices and the rates that trucks are going for right now. Insurance, on the other hand, insurance is outrageous. Insurance companies, honey, insurance companies could care less. Insurance companies gonna make their money. Insurance is outrageous right now. That I do know. Yeah, I don't own a truck, but I have an LLC that I've never used. I need another 30 days to get myself in shape to get back to work. I'm broke. What should I do and how should I do it? Huh. I mean, you need 30 days to get yourself back in shape to get on the road, to get a job. Now, I like, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I keep calling you Dion. It's DL. Y'all been looking at Deion Sanders. And let me tell you, I have fell in love with Deion Sanders and his fatherhood and his kids. And I would probably watch too many Deion Sanders videos than I should watch. And so Deion Sanders like on my mind, because I'm like, I really admire him and I admire what he's doing with them kids. Like, for real. Like, you just can tell how they respect him. If y'all ain't looked at it, like, go on YouTube, just check out a couple of his videos and you just see the reality in it, and how his kids just respect him. Anywho, um so it's a couple things you can do, DL, with your LLC. You could take that LLC and you can start dispatching. Of course, we have a dispatching course. You can learn how to dispatch. You could take that LLC, open up you a dispatching program, start dispatching. We also have a compliance management course where I teach the management of trucking company operations. And so with that being said, I was saying yesterday, trucking is thirsty, is hungry, especially like this time. Like every quarter, trucking companies have to do these IFTA reports. Guys and ladies don't know how to do IFTAs. You know what I'm saying? They get these trucks and they just run the trucks. And all of a sudden they get an audit and ain't nothing right or whatever. They haven't kept up with I shouldn't say ain't, they haven't kept up with their books or anything like that, or they didn't do their IFTAs, or they don't have their paperwork together for their IFTAs. Next thing you know, they're getting shut down. They don't know why they're getting shut down. It's so much stuff that's changing at the FMCA level. I've had people call me about a whole new I forget the name of it, but it's some type of new report that you have to do. And I had 3 of my clients, actually, their trucking companies got shut down because they didn't do these reports. Now, once you get shut, we went in, we did it. You know what I'm saying? So they got back active. But this is the trick about it. I had one guy, his trucking company's been active 4 years. We set him up 4 years ago because he didn't do this report that they had. They shut him down, came in, we did the report, they got him back active. But guess what? They put that date on there that he was back active. So he lost all 4 of those years. You know, if you're in trucking, you know that time is really, really important. You know what I'm saying? And it was nothing I can do. You know, I told it when you first got the letter, you should call me. Why you wait till now to call me? You should have called me when you first got the letter. You know what I'm saying? And in fact, I don't even think he realized he wasn't active. I think when he got pulled over is when he realized he wasn't active. And he's like, I don't even know what's going on. My whole point is saying that is I have a class called Comprehensive Freight Logistics Management. I know it's long, honey. But we teach brokering, we teach dispatching, and we teach all the operations of a trucking industry. And so I tell people when they come in that class, don't make up your mind what you want to do in trucking just yet. Go through the class and figure out, okay, this the way I want to go and this and that. You know, I believe I can do IFTAs. You know, IFTAs, that's every quarter, you know, all these trucking companies need IFTAs. You know what I'm saying? And with these new things coming out with the clearinghouse, the new rules in the clearinghouse coming out. People need this stuff monitored, you know. And if you're running a trucking company, I know for a fact because I've ran trucking companies. If you run a trucking company, it's easy to get lost in the paperwork. It's easy to not do your paperwork. It's easy to not stay in compliance and things like that because you're just trying to roll this truck and you're trying to make some money. And you got a truck breaking down over here. You got to make sure this driver get here. You got to make sure that get there. And so it's hard to keep up with that stuff. So if you can find somebody that you can trust, you know, that's going to do all that, it's a good industry to go into. Mr. DL, physically, I had surgery. I need 30 days to get the prescription medication out of my system. Got you. Okay. And I don't want anything to show up on the drug. Very smart, especially with this whole clearinghouse, honey. Nobody knows how this is going to go, you know, and how they're going to crack down on stuff. So, yeah. Bill, yep, that's Mr. DL, you was just answering all the questions this morning. That's it. That's the form. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I have to do that. And I also have back taxes to file as well. The new beneficial owners form has to be filled out by the end of the year or face heavy consequence. There you go. That's a business, baby. That's a business. That's a business. That's a business. You know, people don't know this, you know, and they don't have anybody doing these forms. They don't have anybody doing this stuff. That's a business. People are getting audited and they don't even have all the paperwork on their audit. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. I get phone calls to this day, nervous about an audit, you know, and when we open up, you know, your company, I have a system like people can call me from 5 years ago. I still have your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's just learning where you get in, you know, and once they trust you, one thing about trucking talks. And once you do something, you do it good, they're going to tell people. They're going to tell somebody that's going to tell somebody that's going to tell somebody that's going to tell somebody. That's a business. You see what I'm saying? That's a business, you know. If you dispatch for somebody, like in our training, we teach dispatch, and then we teach, you know, if you decide that you want to go into management and things like that, you know, the percentage that you go from here to handling this and handling that, it's a business. Anything you can think of in trucking, you can be recruiting drivers. That's a business. You, Mr. DL, you know a lot of drivers, I'm sure, because you've been in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Driver recruitment, that's a business. You know what I mean? Driver recruitment, that's a business. Let me tell y'all. So remember I told you guys I went into training, right? It's a lot of drivers and maybe even some of you guys out there that want to do their hazmat. You know, and ever since February 2022, now even to get your hazmat or anything, you have to go through somebody that's on a training provider registry, you know, and so of course our company's on the training provider registry. So maybe you don't want to do the behind the wheel part. Maybe you don't want to have a truck out there. Hold on one second. Maybe you don't want to have a truck, and actually teaching the truck part and things like that. But how come you couldn't get on that training provider registry and offer hazmat training to these guys? You know what I'm saying? That need it. Most of them, they already can pass the test anyway. You gotta be listed as with a training provider, on the training provider registry. You know what I'm saying? You can do the hazmat. We do our hazmat training online. You know what I mean? You come in online and learn what you need to learn. Pay us, what is it, like $250 or something like that, for your hazmat training. Especially if you're out there and you driving and you're on the road and you see these people. I'm telling y'all, with the industry about the shift, you better get in somewhere, get comfortable, get yourself set up, or what. If you need your hazmat, come get your hazmat. If you need your tanker endorsement, go ahead and get it. This is the preparation season. So when those markets begin opening up, you got everything. You know what I'm saying? I tell my people that come through my training class, I see you, DL. I tell people that come to our training class, if you're going to get your CDL, go ahead, knock it all out. Get your hazmat, honey, while you're here. Go on, knock it all out. So you're not on the road, and 5 years later, somebody tell you about this hazmat job that you need, and you ain't got hazmat on your license. So now you got to study for hazmat and this and that. Get it done now. I know it's a little extra. Missy, like, I got to study more. Well, you already in the studying mode. The worst thing is to get on the truck and get out the studying mode, and now you got to come back and study. You already in the study mode. Go ahead and knock it out and be done with it. You might not ever even use the hazmat, but at least you got it. You know what I'm saying? And since you're already in school, I can technically put you in the system and we can teach it to you. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and do it. It's about working smarter, not harder sometimes, and preparing yourself. I've been talking for 40 minutes. I'm talking a lot this morning. Okay, so the course about operating a trucking company, that I'm doing a special right now. First of all, I'm doing a $99 special, which is really, really, really extremely cheap. In that class, we talk about the different opportunities that are available in trucking. It's kind of like an overview class, and different ways that you can go. We talk about terms, we talk about definitions, and we kind of give an overview. If you're looking, the class that teaches dispatch and freight brokering and logistics management is $4,200. Don't have fit. Yeah. So anywho, but I do have a special right now. If you're just looking to do the operations course, just the operation side of it, it would be $1,000. We do take payment plans. You just call me and we figure something out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you just call and figure something out. And it's online, virtual, and yeah, it's $1,000 right now, and you learn, you learn your dispatching, you learn your truck management. We run both of those together. I don't put brokering in with the $1,000 special, but that $1,000 you learn all that you need to learn. Then you take that and you decide, okay, where I want to go, what I want to do. $99, we just go over different ways in the industry that you can make money. Maybe you're already in the industry, maybe you already know how to do stuff or whatever. Maybe you just need to, hey, where can I get fit in? Where can I fit in? And this and that. It's just lots of ways to make money, honey. Anywho, I'm gonna get off of here and get my little day. It's already 12 o'clock. It's a shame now. I'm just now getting my day started because this is just a shame. But in my defense, I had a really, really good meeting yesterday. I told you guys I went to a town here in Kansas. I'm in Missouri, but on the Kansas side. And, I'm all about, yesterday I talked about the state money, the WIOA grants, all of that kind of stuff. Y'all, it's so many people that need help. In our cities, in our counties, in our towns, and things like that. And I guarantee you, if you got the dream, it's a fulfillment waiting to happen. It's just somebody is doing it and they ain't told you how to get in on the game. That's all that is, Anyway, give me a call and I will talk to you guys later. And thank you, DL, for all of your input this morning. I love input. And if you got any questions or anything, shoot me an email, let me know, and we'll go from there. You guys have a nice day. Bye.